Okay, here we go. Now, welcome everybody to Sports Dummies. I had myself muted here for a minute. I figured that out because I'm not that complete of an idiot, although it's pretty close. But
That's why we're sports dummies.
that's why we're sports dummies. It's not just sports that we're dummies at either. So take that into consideration. So, welcome, Mike. Good to
How you
see
doing,
you on
buddy?
this lovely Friday. And we're
Yep.
waiting on Matt still, but he will join us momentarily. Um, so, we have quite a bit to go over as far as just some interesting news that has happened across the league. Um, Before we hit the big news, let's talk about the cornerback swaps that the Jaguars and Browns. So this is the second time the Jags and Browns have swapped some things here. Um, First of which, if you can remember, was the draft, where they
Yes.
swapped those
Yes.
picks to make Jacksonville able to come up and get Travis Hunter. Now they seem to have sent um, Newsom, cornerback, to Jacksonville, and Jacksonville sent one of their guys up to Cleveland. My opinion, it makes Jacksonville's defense a little bit stronger.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, was Newsom's playing on a contract here, correct?
He could have been. I wouldn't doubt it if he was.
Okay, well, I think the Browns did this. I'm baffled by this move. I think Jacksonville definitely gets the better player. But the guy they got, Cleveland got's pretty good. But the Jaguars already signed him to an extension, so I'm kind of baffled by why Cleveland take on a contract when they're look like they're in rebuilding mode and they have a good defense already. You know, I
It's
understand why Jacksonville would do
yeah,
it because they get a guy that who has to earn it, but he's playing well.
right.
You know, I think
Not
they
to
were both
mention,
drafted in the same year.
yeah,
You
not to
know,
mention too, if Jacksonville is in the mindset of, hey, we got a good thing going right now, let's try to build on that, get
right?
ourselves
Makes
better.
sense.
Why not? Right?
Right, right, absolutely.
I would think
And basically, they swap players and picks, right?
something like
Or was
that.
it just
Yeah,
players?
I thought it was
Yeah, it
just
wasn't
players.
major.
Yeah, I thought it was just players, but I could be wrong. Um, don't know for sure. But either way, to me, it seems like this is a hey, let's go win it this year type of deal out of Jacksonville, right?
Right. Yeah.
Let's kind of throw everything at it right now because who knows? This could be a prove it year for Trevor Lawrence as well.
Very true. Very true.
You know, you got a new coach
Yeah.
in there, which you know I'm sure I'm sure Shad Khan has told him, hey, let's see what you can do with him this year. If you can't do anything with him, then you get your pick on what you want to do, whether you want to grab somebody out of the draft, whether you want to go trade for somebody, whether you want to keep them. I'm sure that conversation has happened. Um, and Liam, good for him, has kind of taken Trevor and kind of transformed him a little bit here uh,
Right.
into into a quarterback that seems to know what he's doing right now.
Hmm.
So Jen just made cheddar jalapeno bread.
No way. She don't know how to cook. What are you talking about?
You're
It's not
right.
chicken tenders.
You're right. She doesn't, but she can bake like a motherfucker.
There you go.
Yep.
I'm talking shit on you. Yeah.
Yeah, she knows. It's good. It's damn good.
Oh boy, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
The third stooge is coming on. There's the dummy.
Life. What's going on, fellas? Sorry you butting in right in the middle of probably whatever you guys are doing.
That's all right. Go ahead and put on your telescope so you can go ahead and read what you wrote.
I got a lot of stuff. I got so much stuff. So, all right, where were you guys at? What did I miss?
We
Did we
just
get to the
started.
top five already?
No. We're
No.
I got
talking
some
about.
shit.
We were talking about the Browns and Jaguars trade.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot
then-
the top five. Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
and then the other bit of trade news that we didn't get to that we're going to right now is that Joe Flacco is on the move. The journeyman is back on the move, and he is going to Cincy, where he's going to play. He's going to play the Green Bay Packers for the second time in 4 weeks. So kudos to him.
Oh, we should move, I think, from Cincy. I mean, shocking that Browning was kind of played as bad as he did the first few games he was in there, being in that system, But I don't know. I mean, I don't know if he's the answer. Flacco, I know he's not the answer, but again, desperation. You got to get somebody that can at least throw the ball downfield, or at least try to. But he was terrible in Cleveland too.
Well, they're trying to save their season as much as they can before. So when Burrow comes back, they're not 8 games into the hole, which you can understand that, But you picked the wrong guy to try to go and get.
Yeah, well, again, desperation. A move like this, if anything, it shows to the players that are in the locker room that the team is at least making an effort to keep the ship sailing, with all the talent that they have. But I don't know if it's going to be enough. I just don't think if Flacco is going to be the difference at this point. So.
No, more than likely not. But hey, can't blame him from trying, or you can, but again, wrong guy.
He's a professional. He can still play the position. He's nothing you can surprise him with. It's just going to come down to what can he physically still do, and that's the question. So
yeah, and there's a good chance that he probably retires at halftime after getting his ass planted in the ground 15 times in the first half.
Hey, you've got to think Green Bay's a little pissed off right now too. So you've got to think they're going to be smelling blood in the water. They're going to bring their best game.
Oh yeah, for sure. And not to mention, they got this guy coming in on such short notice, and here he is. He's going to start on Sunday.
Yeah.
It's like, holy cow. You trade for him on Tuesday.
Yeah.
He gets there on Wednesday, and you got him starting on Sunday. Like, they're going to be very limited on what they do on offense come Sunday.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
Yeah. So, with that being said, let's jump into Thursday night. Let's talk a little bit about the Eagles dropping a game against their rival, their division rival, and the New York Giants. Boy, the Giants look good. Dart looked good.
Yeah, they got some momentum, looks like, right? I mean, certainly they look like they're all in the same direction. People are banging on the Eagles for the first couple of weeks and, saying how limited the offense is, can't get A.J. Brown the ball, they're not running the ball well. It's all true. I mean, but it's the same roster, minus a left tackle and, maybe a guard, and the offensive line's not playing very well. I'm not really worried about the Sixers, about the Eagles, but there's truth to what people are saying about their inability to be creative on offense. You know what I mean? It's pretty much been Barkley or bust, and it's been a lot of Barkley bust. He just hasn't been the same player. The offensive line's really struggling. So, but again, it comes down to Jalen Hurts. He's a grown man. He's an excellent quarterback, I think. But the problem is Jalen Hurts, he's somewhat limited. I mean, he's not a pocket passer. He's not a guy that's going to throw the ball between the numbers consistently. He's not that. That's not his game. So when you're asking them to do that or to create an offense based around that, you see how uncomfortable it is. What did A.J. Brown have, 9 targets 2 weeks ago, catch 1 ball for 7 yards? And it seems like they're forcing it a little bit. Like, it's just not normal. So, Mike, what do you think about their offense and how inconsistent they've been?
It's weird. You look in the last few years, like we all know what they have with Barkley, but here you are, 5 weeks into the season, 6 weeks into the season, and he still hasn't gotten on track yet. That offense, I tell you, the guy who's benefited from the receivers struggling is Dallas Goedert. He's been phenomenal, But I kind of agree with Matt how Hurts. Listen. I was a Hurts basher for years. He won a Super Bowl, looked great. I think if they put the right game plan for him, he does it. But, last night he missed A.J. Brown for a touchdown last night. His game is, keep it simple, 20 to 25 passes, maybe 15 to 25, having a good running game, but the offensive line issues with Philly is really Lane Johnson being out and some other injuries is really hurting that passing game. I think they're more of a vertical team now this year. You look instead of a possession type. Devonta Smith the last 2 weeks has finally turned it on. AJ Brown had a decent game, but they missed him a few times wide open. That's why Goddard's been so good for them. I just think they have to get Barkley going, And right now the defense isn't as good as they've been with injuries for sure. So,
they're across the board, I think, across all their positions, they're playing maybe a notch below what maybe we're used to seeing, from them, especially last year. But like you're saying, Hurts, he's not a window thrower. The Eagles have the fewest pass attempts in the intermediate windows between 15 and 25 yards in the league over the last 2 years. That's not who they are. It's outside the numbers, give Barkley the ball and create. Jalen, his strength is to not turn the ball over. And obviously this past week they had the interception return touchdown. It's kind of fluky, but still, the Eagles are a little limited on offense, not as good on defense. And again, when you have one sort of projected system in how you run your offense, defenses aren't dumb. They're going to catch up to some degree.
And let's not be ignorant here. Let's also give the Giants some credit. I don't think any of us predicted them to go in and get the Eagles to get smacked by the Giants in New York. You might have been on the fence for taking the team, and Matt, I think Matt, you're the only one out of three of us that took the Giants in the points. But listen, right now, if you're a Giants fan, you have Jackson Dart, who's your quarterback of the future. Cam Scatterby looks very solid as a 3 touchdowns last night as a running back. They're building something there. They have a very good defensive line. A different attitude, Giants team.
Remember, Neighbors, the best player on offense is hurt. He's done for the year.
Right. Neighbors was out last night and Slayton, and they still won. So, one of Matt's favorite players just started, Little John Humphrey. That was Matt's mom's first name for him, Little John. They said they called him Matt. He's going to be Little John Mazzaracchio, but now he's Matt. So,
it doesn't sound good together. It doesn't ring well, so that's why she didn't do it. Yeah.
Right.
So, see, Wando Robbins.
Right.
When are we going to acknowledge that guy as being a top, maybe a back end wide receiver one, just based on volume share alone? He's getting 8-10 targets a game. So, that's a guy who is going to be effective if he's not already on someone jersey. They haven't dropped last few weeks, quarterback and the rookie in there not being sure. I guarantee Wando's probably available in half the leagues out there still. Maybe not after this week, after this round of waiver, but certainly coming into this week, he was at least available on half, out there. So.
Yeah, it almost seems like to me that Jalen Hurts this year is a little bit better version of Kyler Murray, and they seem to want to get away from the run way too fast. They're not kind of letting Saquon cook. He gets kind of stuffed up here in the first couple series, and then they're like, all right, we got to hurry up and get away from this before we get behind. And then next thing you know, they're passing it, more than 25 passes a game. So it seems like they're relying more on that. And then how about them running 4 pushes inside the 5-yard line?
Crazy.
That's I'm all for the push, but that's a little excessive. You got to have another play that you should be able to run, in the 5-yard line to gain 5 yards, not only for a first down but also a touchdown. Like there's got to be other things that you.
Well, so the epitome basically of last night's game. The first 2 carries of the game for Saquon was 2 for 31. He finished 12 for 58, so he had 10 carries for 27 yards. It's what are these coaches doing? They're coaching in spite of themselves, not leaning on their stars. You know what I mean? It frustrates the hell out of me. The Ravens do it. With Henry, and now the Giants seem to be doing. The Eagles seem to be doing it, which I don't understand, especially with all the talent they have on their team. But congrats to the Giants on kicking their ass. That's all I got to say.
Not to mention, speaking of the other side, good thing for them. the good thing for the Giants, because they're feeding their guy because he gets stronger as the game. He seems to be getting stronger as the game goes on. Scatabo is just running crazy all over everybody at the moment.
Right.
Yeah. Well, but the last thing I was going to say is that Sirianni is not an X's and O's guy. I mean, that's not who he is. So you're dependent upon your coordinators and a lot of the stuff I've been listening to, the experts, everybody, and all the guys they say. A lot of what comes down to now is just putting your guys in the right place. Coaching in football is the most important out of any of the sports, I think. I mean, all the different levels. You can have a line coach and backup. I mean, it's a system. It has to work together. And the ones that do typically are the teams that are winning games consistently year after year. They have the great defensive coordinator, good head coach, and they run a system. So, when things get a little bit bleak in there, you're dependent upon your coordinators to put your players in the best situation. Maybe that's something to look at too with this offensive coordinator being new this year too. And he knew it in Philly this year. So, I mean, it's a whole different setup now. So sometimes it just doesn't work. You draw it up and it just doesn't work. So the other team, that's their job, is to try and stop you. So that's what the Giants certainly did on Thursday.
Good deal. So let's start with our top 5, and then we will get right into picks and go over all that. So top 5 tonight was the best and or worst candy to get on Halloween. I think this is a fun one. It's a good time to put in a fun one here since we're talking mostly sports. So we're around that time that we are going to be getting candy, at least in some form. Then it's a good time to talk about it. So, Mike, what is either your best and or worst or both?
Well, I'm going to go from 5 down. My number 5 worst would be Bit of Honeys. Always thought they were disgusting. So, not a fan. I'm sweet enough. I don't need Bit of Honey. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, you are. Somebody thinks you, that's what they're going to say. This guy is so.
Right.
Yeah, no question. Yeah.
Now, my fifth best one, Whoppers. I love Whoppers. One of my favorite.
I look at
hey, no eyes, guys. Okay, no eyes.
I look at Whoppers as like a movie theater snack. Because I looked at that, and I looked at the list of the top 50 candies or whatever, and Whoppers made the list. I like Whoppers. But to me, it's a movie theater snack. But if you like it on Halloween, that's fine. All right, I'm going here. My reverse, this candy shouldn't exist. The duty roll, otherwise known as the Tootsie Roll. Like, what the hell is that little piece? It's a fucking brick of shit, in my opinion. It's always hard. It's never good. You chew it, it gets stuck in your teeth. It's the worst candy on the planet. And the worst part is I love chocolate. So they have pretty much just taken it and they've abused it. It's like they're depending on the chocolate to sell that garbage candy. Doesn't work for me. Bad. Get rid of the Tootsie Roll. I'm out.
Hater. So my bottom 5, so top 5, my 5th one, bad, worst thing that you could get in your bag is a popcorn ball. I don't give a shit. You want to like popcorn? Like popcorn. But don't put it in a damn ball that is like this, like it looks like a baseball and it hurts just as much, okay? Who the hell invented that stupid thing and why are you handing out to children?
What neighborhoods are you going to where they're handing out?
Listen.
Always.
I go to the poorest. Really? I go to the poorest neighborhoods. I don't want to hear it.
I don't think I've ever seen a popcorn ball. I got one of those in my. I would throw it back then. I'd be like, take that back. Get out of here with that shit.
Yeah, it's about as useful. About as useful as monkey balls. It's basically a monkey ball wrapped up to look like something that kids should be eating. No, So, 5th best.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree with you.
So I did 2 lists. I have a worst list and I have a best list. So my 5th best. Okay. Now, if everybody understands it, you understand it. Okay. If you know, you know. Kids. Having kids is the best thing for Halloween candy because you get to choose from 3 different bags of candy with all your greatest. Okay. I wore this shirt for a reason. Dad tax. All right. Plain and simple. Dad tax. So kids are the 5th best reason why. Halloween candy is awesome.
I gotta be honest here, since we're talking about stealing candy from kids. I did this to my daughter until she was about 6, but I told her she was allergic to peanut butter, so that I could steal all her Reese's peanut butter out of the Halloween bag. I said, "Babe, you can't eat peanut butter. It's not good for you." And I would just take all Reese's peanut butter cups out of her bag. Yeah, she reminded me recently. So she's like, "Dad, by the way, I'm not allergic to peanut butter." I said, "Yeah, I know." It just so it was. But
well, not to mention all the kids. You know, we got taught, and I'm sure all the kids are still getting taught this too, that you have to check your candy before you eat it. Well, that was a great thing about being a parent too. Hey, come here, give me that. I got to check that to see if it's good enough.
They don't know what's in that bag. There's so much stuff. You can definitely help yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's smart too. Yeah.
Exactly.
I love it.
All right. So the first game here we're going to talk about is the Jets and the Broncos. The Broncos are going into MetLife Stadium to face the Jets, and they're going to give the Jets.
Nope. It's in London.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's in London. You're right. It's in London.
Yeah.
So they're in London. They're in London town. And the Broncos are going to give the Jets anyway. They're still giving them 6.5, and the over under is 43.5.
I'll go. I mentioned the tape suggested that Bo Nix was playing better football, better reads, just getting more comfortable. That game against Philly, he was 12 of 14 in that fourth quarter. Just fought the whole game in that game. You know, Denver really wasn't quite supposed to win that football game, but Nix was a good reason for that. I really like him. I think he's playing well, and I think, you know, I don't know, maybe there was some concern, and there always is with that coaching relationship. If Peyton is fully involved, if he's got that connection with the quarterback, it's so important. Last week it seemed like it worked. I'd like to see him use Harvey a little bit more, but I'm not the coach, so I don't get to tell him who's on my fantasy team. That being said, the Jets are just good. Denver's a better team, better quarterback, especially neutral field. What was the line? 7.5, you said?
Minus 6.5. So the Jets are getting. Yeah,
I'll take give me Denver in a neutral site and give me the under in that game.
Said the under.
Yeah. Are you guys hearing me? Is there an echo? Because I have it a little bit on my end.
Yeah, even echo.
I'm coming.
Bad echo.
You have a serious echo.
Bad echo. You're in an empty room. Yeah, you're in an empty room. It's nothing but echo.
Yeah, that's why. Let me try and generate some noise. Oh, can't put it down. Good. Let me try and get some noise here. I don't want to know.
All right, Mike, go ahead.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm taking the Jets in the over in this one. I think that Justin Fields is going to create a lot of problems with his feet. Breece Hall has been running the ball really well, top 5 in the league in yards per carry. You know, the Broncos had a huge win last week against Philly. I think maybe they get a little ahead of themselves, thinking they're the shit. And give me the Jets. The Jets need to get off the schneid. So give me the Jets 6.5, a little too much. Give me the Jets in the over in this one.
Mike, I agree with you. I think the Jets need to get off the schneid. I just don't think it's going to be against this team. You know, normally Hall has, you know, Breece Hall has a pretty good day. He's normally catching the ball 26% out of the backfield. And against Denver, they're allowing the least amount of catches to running backs out of the backfield, 12% lower than any other team in the league.
Wow.
And for that matter, if they're going to be able to shut him down coming out of the backfield, I think they're also going to be able to shut down Justin Fields from running around anywhere and gaining any yards that way. So I'm going to be on Denver. I'm going to lay these points, and I'm going to take the over in this one as well. Okay. This one is actually back in the United States. So now we're back in the USA, and we're going to go and talk about the Cardinals going to the Colts. And the Cardinals are going to get 6.5, and the over/under is set at 47.5. Colts and Cards.
What was that spread again?
Spread was 6.5, 47.5. Cardinals are getting.
Okay.
He's got Chaz.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's
Here.
always Chaz.
Hi, sweetie. Hi.
Hi, Shar.
Interesting, fantasy-wise, Jonathan Taylor was an expensive player this week on DraftKings. It's like 9,400 or something like that. Big money. That just means the algorithms are picking up on him having a big, big day. And I believe that. I think Indy is a better team. I think they've got better players. They're averaging 32.5 points a game. They're averaging 101 yards per game. That's second in the league in scoring, fourth in the league in yards. Stipend the way he's creating that offense, really helping Daniel Jones. Again, like I said, it's important to put your players in a position to be successful. And what's happening is that he's just creating the offense to give Daniel Jones decisive first and second reads. And he's taking advantage of that. He's not making mistakes, making the plays. They also lead the league on throwing the ball on first down, the most at any team, which you wouldn't expect with a guy like Jonathan Taylor in the backfield. But all that's doing is just keeping the defense honest, right? So, I don't know, Indy's a better team. It's a lot of points, though, 6.5 points in the NFL. For some reason, I think Arizona just somehow gets inside that number. Indy doesn't defend the tight end well, and McBride is due for a game. So it could be one of those back and forth maybe type games. I think Arizona gets inside the number, and I think it goes over. So Arizona and over.
All right, Mike, I'll go next one on this one.
Sure.
Yeah, Matt, you said the Colts are averaging about 32.5 points a game. You're right. The Cards are only allowing 19.2 points a game. The Cardinals also haven't allowed a 100-yard rusher yet this year, and Jonathan Taylor is averaging 96 yards per game. I think that changes this week. I think the Colts get 100 yards on the Cardinals. I don't think the Cardinals will be able to stop him. I don't think that Danny Dimes is going to be able to throw it all over the field, even though Tyler Warren is an absolute animal. But I just think that Arizona doesn't even really get on the board in this game. I think all the scoring is going to be mostly the Colts. And for that reason, I'm going to take the Colts and I'm going to take the under in this game.
Maybe you and I are picking the same games this week.
I'm honest with you, Chaz. I think the Colts are a much better team. I think the Cardinals are what they are. They're 2-3. Looking at 2-4, I think they're a bad football team. Kyler Murray, if he plays, he's questionable. I know that. The running game actually looked pretty good for them, except for the miscues they had last week. Kind of crazy game. The fumble, the 72-yard touchdown, it wasn't from DeMarcado. That offense is still not clicking for me. Matt, you're right. McBride does need a breakout game. I just think that the Cardinals are. I don't know. I don't trust them. And Indy's playing good football. They're playing very good football. Jonathan Taylor, Daniel Jones, Michael Pittman's having a solid year. Tyler Warren's having a good year. That defense isn't talked about enough. They're playing good football too. So, and they're at home. So give me the Colts and the under in this one.
Yeah, PFF has their offensive line ranked fourth right now. After
I believe it.
5 weeks.
Listen, for Jonathan Taylor to dominate a team like that, it's crazy. I mean,
yeah, they're really cool. Solid team.
Yeah.
All right. Next game on the docket is the Chargers and the Dolphins. The Chargers are going to go down to Miami and give 3.5 to the Dolphins, and the over/under is set at 43.5.
I'll go on this one. The Dolphins do seem to play a little better at home. They're at least now, maybe you see this a lot when your star player, whether he gets hurt, is traded, whatever. Tyreek Hill in this instance, it seemed like the team, the other guys that were sort of in those shadows, seemed to take that next step. Waddle last week, I think he had 10 or 11 targets. I would expect at least that many again for him for this week. I think Waddle's going to be a big part of the offense. I think Darren Waller is going to be a big part of the offense. They said publicly they're going to get him more involved. He's talented when he's on the field. The Dolphins roster is not bad. Question mark are just the same. Their defense is underperforming. Their quarterback is fragile, and they want to keep him protected and somewhat limited. And they want to hopefully, which they haven't been doing enough, is abusing Devon Achane, who's the best player on that team. That dude should be getting 20 touches a game between rushing and receiving. Get him in space. He's their best player. That being said, Chargers landed angles. Surprisingly enough, I didn't think they'd play to that level, but they did. Another tough spot, I think. I think the Dolphins hang in this game. You can win it close. I got the Dolphins and the over in this game.
You got Miami in the over?
Yeah.
Okay. Go, Chaz.
Okay. Since Mike McDaniel has taken over for Miami, he is 3-14 against teams with winning records. I don't think that changes.
Wow.
I think it changes in the sense that it's going to be another in the L column, not the W column. So I think the Dolphins are on life support at this point. Quite honestly, their best asset is out for the year. Darren Waller, yes, he showed up, but I don't see this being able to sustain. It's almost like a fluke type thing where 2 touchdowns one week, a touchdown last week, got 3 touchdowns in 2 games. I just don't think it sustains. I think this weekend is a weekend where they kind of fall off of that fairy tale little drive that they have going on here. So I'm gonna take the Chargers. I'm gonna lay the points, and I'm gonna take the over with you, Matt.
This just proves my point, what I know. I like to pick Chaz. It just proves Matt's a knucklehead. He's been telling us all year how bad Miami is, yet he's jumping on them. He has a Dolphin shirt on underneath his T-shirt right now. So let me tell you something. The Chargers had back-to-back bad weeks. You know what a good resolution for that is? Let's play Miami. Trust the secondary. Campton's out. They're going to throw the ball over that team. They have no secondary whatsoever. Now, honestly, Alt's still out. Slater's out. Both tackles are out. Doesn't matter. Miami's defense is bad. Justin Herbert has a huge game. Chargers blow this team out. It's not even close. Give me LA in the over. And my defensive touchdown is the Chargers scoring a defensive touchdown against Miami. I need to get on the board. I haven't that this year. So, Matt, I think you got
I covered.
Right? Chaz, you kept the streak going last week, didn't you?
Yeah.
Chaz did with the Jets.
I took the Jaguars. How about that? I took the Jaguars. They ended up coming through against Mahomes too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not only was it an impressive interception, but it was an interception that he took back 99 yards or whatever it was for a touchdown. So
right,
even better.
And we beat every one of those yards. So
yeah. Oh, Mike, too. Just for your knowledge, if Matt turns his head sideways, you can see the tattoo of the dolphin on the side of his head to replicate a helmet.
That's not a dolphin. That's a manatee. By the way.
You know what's scary about that? It's life size. Yeah. That's a big head. That's all I gotta say.
I have a Cuba manatee tattoo on my forehead. You're banging on me about that. I've been right. I said they were going to shift the bet and be last in the division. I'm right so far. I just got them covering this week. I don't think they're a good football team. But I just think the Chargers are maybe struggling a little bit right now. And I think some of their injuries on the offensive side may play a part as well. So, Dolphins are good. Their defense is terrible.
Right. But, it makes sense. You're just telling me everything I know about you. You know nothing. So, that's fine.
Yeah, you just
manatee.
You just love proving our name over here at Sports Dummies, huh? You just love
Sports Dummies, baby.
Yep. All right. So the next game, and then we're going to jump into the top 5 again. The next game here, I got the New England Patriots going against the New Orleans Saints. The Saints are going to get 3.5, and the over/under is set at 45.5.
I'll say it again, Drake May, one of the best quarterbacks third down, one of the best quarterbacks versus pressure. 9 touchdowns, 2 pick this year. He's at a 74% completion rate. Guys, he's a second-year quarterback playing on a team. I don't want to say they're offensively challenged, but they're building. They're not. Look at their skill positions, and it's not like you're looking at the receivers and going, "Oh my gosh," or the running game and going, "Oh my gosh." It's not like that. It's Drake May, Vrabel, and they're building a culture of winning. They've got a good quarterback and a good coach, and it's showing. I don't know. For me, I think it's a tough one too. I'm going to take the Patriots here in this game, and I think I'm going to lean under in this game. I just think points may be a little bit hard to come by. I think the defense is playing a little ahead of the offense, so give me the Patriots and the under.
All right, Mike, I'll go. So
Okay.
Olave is second in the league with 54 targets, right behind Puka Nacua. The Saints D is only allowing, the Saints D is allowing, not only, but is allowing the 10th most fantasy points per game to running backs, which means that Henderson, if you want to know a little fantasy tidbit here, it's probably Trayvon Henderson getting most of this work down there. Not only that, but he's
got time.
But not only that, but he's going to have a field day down there as well. Stevenson's had 8 fumbles this year, so he's probably going to be looking at a reduced workload. Radler is 1-10 against the spread outright and 3-8 against the spread in his career. I don't think any of that changes. I think the Saints are a dying team. But I also don't think that Vrabel has a team yet to where they can completely blow teams out. So I'm going to take the Patriots on this as well, but I'm going to follow Matt on the under as this is also.
Well, we're on the Patriots for sure.
Okay.
Wait, sorry, my question to illustrate the whole sports dummies league. Did you drop 1 for 10 and 3 for 8 and say their lifetime stats? Because I'm confused. Because if he's 3 for 8 lifetime, but 1 for 10 lifetime in those situations, it doesn't even the same. Maybe I just heard that. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just continuing on the dummy. I don't. It's pretty confusing, but they are terrible. That's pretty cool. Remember, Rattler came in this year as one of the PFF was the 32nd ranked quarterback. Pretty hard to get anything going when that's your guy. So, I mean, it's all about targets. We mentioned that a lot last week coming in. Just a massive amount of production, but it really, it's not turning into any serious production. You know, he's still maybe a high-end WR2. You expect better with that sort of opportunity. And the Saints are a bad football team.
No, so Matt, you were right. You caught me on that. He's 1-10 outright and 3-8 against the spread in his career.
Okay, I did hear that right. All right, I feel better about my ignorance too. Thanks, Chad, for pointing out my level. I appreciate that.
Yeah, he caught him on a day where he has his socks off. Okay, so don't feel bad. All right, don't feel bad. So,
just remember
just
remember to touch grass there, bud.
That's right. We're on the Patriots this game for sure. I'm just going the over.
Okay.
The Saints defense is really bad. I think May cars them up. I listen. If I'm a Patriots fan, I've been yelling for for Henderson the whole season over these 3 backs. So finally, it's his time. Stephon Diggs is finally finding his way in that offense too. It seems the past 2-3 weeks. So that's good. And the Saints defense is really bad, but I think the Saints will put up points against New England also. So that being said, I think I'm taking New England the over in this one.
Okay.
So.
Okay, we're all on New England. All right. Number 4 in your top 5.
I'll go. I got another worse. This is a candy that sucks almost as bad as the Tootsie Roll because it's not even chocolate. And it's the same concept, but it comes in a little square. And it's called a Starburst or a Starburst or whatever it's called.
You don't like a Starburst?
It's hard gross. Another candy. You chew them, you don't get much satisfaction. You're picking it out of your teeth. There's red ones and green ones and yellow ones. They all taste the friggin' same. So it's Starbucks for me or Starbucks. I don't know how to call them. Starbucks, get rid of them, throw them away. If you know what they're good for, if you don't have a rock and you want to throw something, hit your friend in the head, you pick up a Starbucks and throw a Starbucks. You kill them. Really. I mean, it's to me, Starbucks, get rid of them. Worst candy on.
First off, Knuckle, it's Starburst, okay, not Starbust. And if someone was just tuning in today, they'd be like, "There's a red one, then there's green one, then there's yellow one." They don't know what we're talking about, okay? So he told me he gave me $5. He gave me $5. That's what he gave me, okay?
Get him out of here. And change the name while you're at it too. So.
Oh shit. Oh, killing me. Which one of your better ones, Matt?
What my gummy candies?
Yeah.
Smarties, my favorite. I love Smarties. The problem with
What is the
Smarties
matter with
is
you?
Because you're a dummy, because you like Smarties.
Smarties, that wrapper, it's too small. And they don't really give you like 10, 12 Smarties in them. It's enough. I think they should sell them in a bag. And that way you can just scoop them out and throw them in your mouth. As opposed to doing a little twist with the paper wrapper. It's ridiculous. It's bad all the way through, except for the taste of the Smarties. I love my Smarties. So I'll trade you Smarties for your Starbucks, Mike, if you want. So.
Good, Chaz.
Well, we know why that Smarties are your favorite, and it's only because it looks like your medication for your mental disorders. Okay.
Only when you crush it. You crush a bag of Smarties.
Yeah, and then they put them. Yeah, and then they put them in your pudding, so they make sure you take it. We know. Okay, we know. So my number 4 is Mr. Good Bars. Listen, chocolate covered peanuts is great, but chocolate covered peanuts crushed in a bar for some reason just doesn't work. You need more peanuts. You need more salt. You need more something. So it's just a wasted little tiny candy bar. And while I'm on the topic of little tiny candy bars, what's the good one? Fourth best? King size candy bars. Let me tell you what, you find yourself a king size candy bar house, you go to that house every single time. You don't even think twice about where it's at and how far you have to walk to get there. You go there.
I'm going there when it's not Halloween. I'm just saying.
Right.
If I get popcorn balls, I'm throwing all my Starbusts at it. Every single one of them going through the front window. So you and your popcorn balls.
The fact that he still called him a Starbust.
I know.
They're my candy, Starbusts.
Yeah.
Smarties and Starbucks, Chaz. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Oh. So I'm gonna go. My 4th is Milky Ways. Like, what is that? I don't know. What's a Milky Way? It's okay, but it's not. It's something I can do without. I mean,
one of the last things you eat before you throw the rest of the candy away.
Exactly. You're like, oh, Milky Way. Okay, whatever.
Okay.
Like, no, get the fuck out of here.
Yep.
My number 4 best though
is you can't finish because
you're frozen.
After the first 2 bites, you're like, you're done with it. It's too much.
Not a fan. I'm gonna go my number 4. Give me Reese's Cup. Reese's Cup is solid. Solid number 4. It's probably higher for you guys, but number 4, you can't pass up the Reese's Cup.
Especially when you put that sumbitch in the fridge or the freezer.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So wait, time out. You have like 9 different types of Reese's Cups. You can get them with jelly, caramel, whatever. You just can't get Starbusts in them, which I'm glad they don't have that yet. But they probably will.
Starbucks.
You get a Reese's Starbucks.
It's Starburst, knucklehead.
Starburst. Starbucks bursts. No.
You're bursting my head by saying Starbust.
What a moron. Speaking of moron, let's talk about the Mike Tomlin-led Pittsburgh Steelers playing the Cleveland Browns. The Browns are going to get 6.5, and the over/under is set at 38.5.
Somebody else go first.
Good, Mike. You love talking about them.
Um, 6.5 is way too many. I'm sorry. Um, the one thing the Steelers have going for them in this game is the rookie quarterback, which Mike Tomlin against rookie quarterbacks is 26-6 all time, the best record ever as a coach.
Mm.
The one weird statistic in this game, which I read, so when teams go to Europe, if they tell the NFL they want to buy the week after, well, the Browns said no, they don't want one. So this is only the 5th time in history that the team doesn't have a bye week after playing in Europe. I'm sorry, the 6th time. Teams are 0-5 when they played the week after. So really interesting stat. That being said, I don't like the Steelers matchup against the Browns. That defense is really tough. 6.5 is way too many points. Division game. Give me Cleveland and the give me Cleveland the under in this one.
Okay.
Quinshon Judkins has been a story there in Cleveland. He's been really running the ball well. You think we'll be able to handle that the way our run defense has been? It's been a
Let
little
me
better,
tell you,
but it's not been
Judkins is
great.
the real deal. He's the real deal in
Yeah.
Cleveland. So
He's an angry runner. He runs hard.
Yeah.
He looked really good the last couple of weeks. Yeah. So that's your pick? You're going with the
Cleveland
Steelers?
the under. Yep.
Oh,
Cleveland the
Cleveland. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to ride your coattails. Keep it simple. I think low-scoring defenses are good. I think our defense matches their defensive level. So therefore, it's just a really tight, ugly game. So I'll also take the Cleveland Browns in the under too.
All right. So you're both on Cleveland and the under. Okay. I'll be the
I
different
believe
one.
we only have one loss against the spread this year, the Steelers, by the way, so far. So I think we're 4-1 against the spread.
Yeah, I haven't
Wow.
looked at the Steelers against the spread. But what I did look up was that Spencer Anderson has been improving for the Steelers, who's a 2023 7th round pick. He played 19 snaps, 35% against the Vikings, up from the 4 snaps and 8.2% against the Patriots. In those 2 games, Rodgers was only sacked twice. 2 games previous, he was sacked 7 times. So they seem to be improving on the offensive line for the Steelers, which is fantastic for us. The Steelers have also won 8 straight coming out of their bye. And Herbig is a 39% pass rush win rate, which leads all linebackers. The
We
Browns
got
are
to find a way to get him on the field then if Highsmith is back.
right, and the Browns are 0-7 in their last 7. So I don't think it's much of a debate on my end. I'm going to take the Steelers. I'm going to give them these points, and I'm going to take the over because I think 38.5 is way too low.
So you brought up a great point about Spencer Anderson, correct?
Yes.
So they played a lot of 6 linemen and 2 tight ends in that game, with Mount Washington being basically the 7th lineman there. So to try to get that running game going, it kind of worked against Minnesota.
And
So,
don't expect that to change this week either. They're going to be putting Washington in there not only to try to get that run game moving, but also to help out with Myles Garrett on the end.
Absolutely, yeah. And I always said, when you have a star offensive lineman, the best thing you ever do is run right at him, tire him out. Garrett's a hell of a player, but you run right at him. You can't let him get off the ball on pass rushing situations. But I think the Steelers win. I just think it's a very ugly game, But I can't say I'm confident they're going to win. I just think they do. But I think it's going to be very tight. I hope you're right, Chaz. I hope the Steelers do go Pittsburgh in the over. But I'm sticking with my Cleveland pick. There.
Gotcha. No problem. All right. So the next one.
Yeah, I'd like to be wrong.
Would you mumble?
No, I said I'd like to be wrong too.
Oh, okay. Yep.
In that game.
Well, my pick is suggesting that you both will be. So let's hope that is the case. Yeah, hopeful. So the next game is the Dallas Cowboys and the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers are going to get 3.5, and the over/under is set at 49.5.
Boy, Dak's playing really good despite their circumstances. 71% completion, 10 touchdowns, 3 picks. And I'm going to ask you with what? CeeDee Lamb being hurt. Ferguson's been pretty much the target hog in that offense. But the overlooked part has been Javonte Williams at 6 yards a carry. Okay. Yeah. Man, we banged on the hire. We banged on Sean hire and the hire. We banged on the inexperience. We banged on the fact that he wasn't on anybody's coaching list, or at least a short list of coaches. But yet Jerry said, no, this is my guy. And I got to be honest, they are outplaying the talent that they have on the field right now. They're playing really, really good football. And I think Dak is the biggest part of that. I had said a couple of weeks ago to a buddy of mine local here, I said, if you had to throw an MVP out right now, I said, would you be surprised if Dak was in that discussion? And we were discussing. We were like, no. He was 50-1 right now. Outside of Josh Allen, if you don't think he's going to be the MVP, because Lamar Jackson's out of that discussion. So it's basically Josh Allen, right? If you're going to get somebody else, if you're going to give me 50-1 odds, and I'm going to throw 3 quarterbacks at you besides Josh Allen, if he's going on that list, it's Dak Prescott, the way he's playing. So, I don't know. I think the offense just continues to play well. So I got Dallas in this game, and I got the over. I think there's point. Pitching defense still stinks. So they have to score 30 points a game to be competitive, and I think they will. So Dallas and the over.
Go ahead, Chaz.
Okay. So McMillan has 8 targets or more in every game so far as a rookie. And a couple injuries to note here as well is that CeeDee Lamb, Miles Sanders, Turpin are all out for Dallas. And Chuba Hubbard is out again for Carolina, which hurts Carolina big time. But the Cowboys run.
Well, 206 yards from Rico Dowdle last week was insane.
Right. So
you're right.
So
you're right, Chad. It does hurt them, though.
It hurts them because that's their main guy. So luckily they have Rico Dowdle that's back there that's able to pick up the slack, and he's doing well. And I think he's going to do well again this Sunday because the Cowboys are 83% zone coverage, highest of any team in the first 5 games to start the year. Running backs catch a higher rate of balls against zone than man. And considering the fact that Dallas runs more zone than anything, sounds like the Panthers are going to be having wide open lanes in order to dump off to Rico Dowdle, who already said that he's going to be on their ass since it's a revenge game type.
Revenge game, yeah.
Dak is 0-4 against the spread in the past 4 games as a favorite. So I'm going to take the Panthers on this one, getting the points at home, and I want to take the under, so I'll take the over.
Smart. I'm going to go the opposite. That makes sense. Yeah, that's funny too. Here's an anytime touchdown prop for the weekend I want to throw out there. Give me both running backs in this game to get in the end zone. High scoring game. I think if running backs are featured, like you like Dowdle and like Javonte, that's a nice little parlay prop right there in a high scoring game. So I'm going to throw that out there right now. Fantasy goodness. Bet yourself an anytime touchdown, both running backs. You probably get about 2-1, maybe 3-1 back. Something like that.
There you go. Not bad. Not bad at all. All right. Next game is the last game.
I got to pick.
I mean,
don't worry about it.
Yeah, we'll just keep moving. Good.
So last week we actually saw kind of a glimpse of Dallas's defense. Believe it or not, I mean it was against the Jets, but they actually played really well last week. Justin Fields was running for his life all game, it seemed. That being said, I'm really torn on this one because I kind of like what Carolina's been doing offensively, getting McMillan involved. Dowdle was a beast last week. Oh man, I'm going to take Dallas in this one. I think they cover maybe 27-20, but neither team plays defense at all. So give me Dallas in the over. I'm going to ride with you guys on the over because these teams do not play defense at all.
I thought you were going the other way.
I was thinking about, it, but I was gonna go under, but I'm taking the over.
Okay.
Dallas in the over.
All right. Now we can move on to the next game, which is a pick'em. Hey, we got ourselves a pick'em. Seattle Seahawks are coming to the East Coast this time, the West Coast to the East Coast, and they're going to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. And this game has a line set of 47.5 if you're over under.
Well, let me.
It's an actual pick'em.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah. It started out, I think, at 1.5, I think, but now it's down to a pick'em. I think.
You said 47.5 the over under.
Yeah, I mean, this is essentially a pick'em. The Jaguars are getting 1.5 from what I have. So it's essentially a pick'em.
Oh, it's okay. So just.
Yeah, it's not a downright pick'em, but it's pretty close.
Okay.
And yes, it is 47.5. So 1.5 to the Jaguars and 47.5.
Jazz, I want to hear you say that Sam Darnold's a top 10 quarterback because he is big physical guy, playing clearly, playing decisive. Here's the thing about the offensive line for Seattle. They've only given up 6 sacks this year total in 5 games. So guess what? Darnold, who works best under center, because that's the type of quarterback he is, athletic and strong, has got time to throw the football. He doesn't have to be in the shotgun. They can use their offense, scripted, game plan, and success. And to me, that's been the story with Seattle. They're another team. We talked about Indy's roster being just really, really good. I think Seattle is in that same boat. I think their roster is really good, both sides. I don't think the travel thing, I'm not really going to buy much into the travel part these days. It's a part of life. Everybody's always doing it. These guys just don't like to wait in terminals. Private planes, everything's first class, right to the hotels. I mean, whatever it is, I don't think it matters. So give me the better team. I'll take Seattle here, and I'll take the under. I think the defense is going to play a little better this week.
All right, what'd you take? I heard the under.
Seattle, the under.
Seattle on the under. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I forgot you're still trying to give Sam Darnold Hummers.
He's got 114.8 passer rate.
He put Starburst in his mouth. That's what happens.
How many Starburst you put in your mouth? I'm curious. Is it more than 30?
Yeah.
I can get 30 to the investors.
He puts Starburst in his he puts Starburst in his mouth so he can give Hummer so they start bust.
Oh shit!
Did you guys get your Sam Darnold jerseys yet, or not yet? Because they're coming.
No, I'm not getting one.
I haven't gotten my my furnace lighter yet.
Like I got side view or extra juice.
Maybe extra juice.
Yeah.
I'll go on this one. I'm gonna take Seattle on the under in this one as well. Jacksonville's playing on a short week. Impressive win against Kansas City. I mean, nothing more you could say there. But Seattle needs to bounce back and bounce back quick. Competitive division, tough loss against Tampa. I just think Seattle's defense makes more plays in this game than Jacksonville. So give me old Sam Darnold there and give me Sam Darnold the under. I'm following Matt on this one.
Love it. Smart play, finally.
All right. So stats are a wonderful thing. You can kind of manipulate them to do whatever you want them to do. So you say he's the top 10 in the league right now. I say he's not even close to the top 10 in the league since the league's been inception. So he still sucks. So I think he's still like, ranked like 2,000 out of 3,000 or something like that. So good luck to him. So the Hawks haven't been able to pressure much at all this year on defense, and the Jags are 5th in the league in rushing with 137 yards per game. The Hawks have the 3rd best rush defense in the league with only 83 yards allowed per game. So that's kind of a null, if you will. But Mbuka lit up the Hawks. Granted, he had Baker Mayfield, but Hunter could also do the same if Trevor Lawrence lets him. And the Jags also have a 7th-round rookie center this week, which could be problematic going up against the Mike McDonald defense. And even though the Hawks, the Hawks are giving up points. I even wrote down here, whoever's getting points, take them. But the more that I look at it, the more I think about it. The Hawks have won 8 straight road games, and 9-1 under Mike McDonald. So I think it's an all systems on Seattle, and not because it's Sam Darnold as quarterback, but just because it's Mike McDonald. McDonald is their defensive coordinator. But I'm going to take the over on this game because I think both teams have been sloppy in points anyway. So I'll take the over in this game, but I'll take the Hawks as well.
Chaz, McKee's put 156-31.
Nice. Can't stop. Can't have no shutdown defense though.
No, Southland Gaining won 35-0, 8-0.
There you go.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing to sneeze at.
No.
All right, so we're gonna do this game, and then we'll go into our number 3. So this game is the first game on our slate for the 4:00 games, and this one features the LA Rams going into Baltimore to face the Ravens, and the Baltimore Ravens are getting 7.5. And the over-under is set at 45.5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like a lot of points. Baltimore's got to have some pride in the building, don't they? They still got the same players, just minus Lamar Jackson and a really bad defense. You would think the Rams would chew them up the way Connor Williams has been playing lately and runs the ball. They're balanced. They're good. The offensive line's coming together. I'll take the Rams on the road here. There's a reason why that one is 7. So I'll take it. I'll take the Rams. I'll take the under in this game. I think the Ravens are going to have a hard time in this game.
Rams and under. Got you. Mike will go on this one.
Okay.
The Rams have the highest air yards in the league with 8.5. And it just so happens that Baltimore is allowing the 4th most air yards in 8. So
wow.
If that's the case, and you got Matt Stafford and Puka Nacua, I think somebody's going to have a field day, and it's not going to be the Ravens. So, yeah. And after they got blown out, essentially by Houston last week, the Rams being a better team, I don't think it's a no question how this 45.5 probably won't be enough. And I'm going to run with the Rams laying the points and taking the over. And just so you know, Mike.
Yeah.
The Rams are 8-1 against the spread on the road since 2002 or 2022.
Wow.
2022.
That's crazy. I'm just looking at Baltimore's injury report. It's ugly.
Speaking of which, obviously, if you didn't know already, now you do. Jackson is out, which is probably the
Lamar
biggest reason.
Jackson's out. They're starting what's his name? The old Dallas quarterback again.
Cooper Rush.
Cooper Rush again. Half their defense is out again.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't good anyway with their starters. I'll be shocked if this is a game. Give me the Rams. Give me the under in this one.
Okay.
Not much else to say. Chad, what did you take in this one?
I took the Rams in the over.
Good.
Okay, number 3 in your best worst candy scenarios.
Big League Chew. That's my favorite gum of all time. I was introduced to that. I was probably like 10 or 11 years old. And I used to make believe it was like chewing tobacco. You get in the pouch, you take a big, set in the corner or whatever, and you chew. The problem is that gum only lasted the flavor about 30 seconds. But it was the best 30 seconds in life when it came to gum. So for memories, for nostalgia reasons and for 30 seconds of flavor, I'm going to go with Big League Chew as one of my favorites to find. You get many of them. You got a pouch once in a while, from the neighborhood, at least in my neighborhood. So I'm going with the old Big League Chew. One of my favorites around Halloween time. Love my gun. Great flavor, if I can be specific. So, Big League, great flavor.
Oh,
surprised you guys with this list. I can tell. I can tell by the faces you guys are excited about my list.
Yeah, no. Well, you have no faith in your list, considering the fact that you like Smarty Artie.
Right, that made the list. That's a problem. I'm sorry.
Yeah. All right, my number 3 worst, okay, is drinks. Stop giving me damn drinks. It's weighing my shit down, and I get less candy because I got to go and dump my shit or be done for the night because I'm too tired because I'm slinging that thing all around my shoulder. All right, stop with the drink. Stop with the drinks. Not to mention, they're so freaking sugary. By the time you're done drinking one of them, it feels like your teeth have sweaters on. Stop it. Too much sugar. And then my number 3 good is Reese's peanut butter cups. Again, they're the best, especially when you pop them things in the fridge or in the freezer. They're just, you can't beat it. I mean, you can because I got 2 other ones that will, but I'm just saying those are awesome.
Right. My number 3 worst, fruit. Stick your apples and oranges up your ass. Like, come on, really? It's Halloween. You want a fucking piece of fruit? Are you serious? Like looking in the house, like, give me a piece of cold pizza. Like, what are you doing? Give me fruit. As a kid, you're like this. What the hell was this? Like, fruit. All right. Come on, it's bad. I'm sorry.
Oh man.
To the good, my top 3, I'm gonna go peanut butter M&Ms. Big fan of them.
Yeah.
Newer type M&M, but very solid.
Yeah.
Used to be the peanut M&Ms, but peanut butter M&Ms are tough to beat.
Yeah, they are.
They're good.
I agree.
Yeah.
Good pick.
Yeah.
Basically anything with peanut butter in it.
Yeah. Put peanut butter and fruit. I'll say I'll take it off the list, but fucking fruit. Are you kidding me?
That's gross. Oh God. All right, ladies.
In orange. It's like, it doesn't even work.
No.
Give it back. Take it in orange.
Yeah, just take that fruit and chuck it through their front window.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, put this back in your sombrero, Chiquita. All right.
Go make an apple pie. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah. All right. So the next game on the list is the Tennessee Titans going up to Vegas, and they're going to get 3.5 on the road, and the over under is set at 41.5.
I think the Raiders get right offensively. It's a junior day. The Tennessee Titans can't cover anybody at all. My pick to also score an anytime touchdown in the beat Jacoby Myers twice so far this year. But he is linked up against the second worst rated corner in the league this week. So give me some offensive numbers. Give me Genty, give me Myers, anything on the Raiders side. I think the Raiders win this game. And I think they win it going away. So I'll take the Raiders in this game. What was the over? 41?
41.5, yes.
I'll take the over in that game. Raiders in the over.
Raiders and the over. Okay. Mike.
So I'm also taking the Raiders in the over in this one. Only thing that concerns me, though, I just read again, Bowers is out again. I mean, Mayer's back to play tight end, but man, not having him in that offense, Geno Smith leading the league in interceptions, it worries me. I just think that Tennessee got lucky last week against a bad Arizona team. But I'm going to take I think Geno Smith does bounce back, even though I'm with you, man. I like Jacoby Myers this week. I just without Bowers, it's a different offense. I can see Jenny getting started. Give me the Raiders in the over.
Okay, Raiders and over. Okay, Ward, Cam Ward, just in the fourth quarter last week was 13 of 18 for 193 yards. I think last week was a building block for what this week is going to be. The Raiders are 31st in red zone efficiency at 35.7%. I think Ridley also has a big game for the Titans because the Raiders are giving up the fourth most fantasy points to wide receivers. Um, I think the Raiders are in a full collapse at this point in just juncture in the year, and with Brock Bowers being out, not to mention Geno Smith has the most interceptions thus far in the league. I'm going to take the Titans on this one to get 3.5 and put me down for a defensive touchdown for the Titans.
According to Pro Football Focus, I like to use them a lot because they do the work for you. Oakland's corners were rated second worst in football. So that cornerback combination on that Oakland back end, no way, just like you said. So that's an interesting.
Cam Ward looked good last
week. He did. So I think what they're going to do is they're going to build off of that for this week, and they're going to put a complete game together, not just a fourth quarter. So I think this game will be exciting to watch, not because it will be a suck fest, but because you could see the potential of Cam Ward come out.
Suck fest.
Yeah. But if I didn't say it, and I'll say it again, I'm taking the Titans, and I'm taking the over. So we're all on the over on this game. And also, this is my defensive touchdown game for the Titans.
Okay.
Taking a swing on this one.
When we finish with our picks, I'll go through and I took some notes on like I just was able to find in terms of Oakland's some Raiders corner being so bad. Pro Football Focus. I went through against all the positions. I did running backs, quarterbacks, and I have the 4 teams that you can target against in terms of the worst available. In terms of how they play, style, and points allowed, and all that stuff. So we can go over that a little bit after we make our picks with some fantasy nougats.
Yeah, I think, like I said, Ridley and Calvin Ridley and Cam Ward are starting to get on the same page. But I think Ridley, your fantasy nugget aspect, I think Ridley has a big game this week.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, the next one we have to look forward to is the Joe Flacco-led Bengals taking on the Green Bay Packers in Lambeau. And the Bengals are bringing with them a 13.5-point lead. And the over-under is set at 44.5.
I'll make this easy. Green Bay under defensive score, either a sack, strip, or an interception return. Yeah, so Green Bay under, and they are my defensive score.
All right, you're locked in for defensive score. And Matt takes the large spread and the under. Gotcha. Mike, you want to go or you want me to take it?
Yeah, I'll take this one. Cincinnati's defense has been playing a lot better. If it wasn't for their quarterback just turning the ball over constantly, they actually played a decent game last week against Detroit. I mean, 3 huge turnovers. They scored some points to make it a respectable game, but they were getting blown out by Detroit, who doesn't right now. The Packers, to me, they don't have that explosive offense. I like what the Bengals did actually going to get Joe Flacco. I didn't care for he was a one read guy, their quarterback. I mean, just one read, didn't take his eyes off of things, and interceptions galore. So that being said, so that's 2 touchdowns almost. I'm taking the Bengals in this one. I think this opened up some running lanes for Chase Brown. So give me Cincy, and I'm taking the over in this one. Cincy and the over.
Did Chase Brown have a touchdown this year? I don't even think he has a touchdown this year.
Chase Brown, I don't think so. He's been horrible.
Yeah.
He's been a
His
fantasy.
rushing prop this week, I was listening to some of the guys on the network, and I think his rushing prop his total yardage, including rushing and receiving this week, was, I think it's 65.5 yards. That was receiving correctly. So that was interesting. But he's due. I mean, I guess like I mentioned a few weeks ago when I made that list of receivers that are good players that hadn't scored yet, receivers and running backs mostly. I mean, 8 of those 10 guys scored. We got a few guys on the list this week: Chase Brown, Jacoby Myers. You know, these guys are going to get the end zone at some point. So I mean, you either decide to choose them this week and get on board, or you allow it to happen and not benefit from it. You know, it's a risk, but it's certainly a risk well taken. You know, it's regression. Things do tend to regress to the means, whatever the means are. And having 0 touchdowns and being a skilled player doesn't make a lot of sense. You're going to get yours eventually.
Okay. I think you're all drunk. I know it's a big spread, and it's Matt, for some reason you're not the only one that's you're not drunk, but Mike is for some reason. I don't know why. I understand. Joe Flacco is a professional football player. He has seen more football than I will ever remember in my lifetime. But here's the problem. He just got there 3 days. There's no way he has any type of rapport. There's no way he has any sense of timing with these guys because these guys run faster or run different than the other guys he just got done playing with. Since he is 1-4 against the spread and 0-3 against the spread on the road this year, I don't think it gets any better for them. At least this game. When they come and play Pittsburgh, I think it'll look a little bit different from Cincy, but not against the Packers this week on a short week for Joe Flacco, if that, to try to get a grasp on what they want to do offensively. I just don't see it happening. So I think that 13.5 is probably right, but I'm going to take the Packers. I'm going to take the over in this game. Chase Brown does have a touchdown so far, but he only has one. And Jamar Chase is questionable with an illness, but it sounds like he's going to play anyway. But that's what I'm thinking so far. I just don't like the fact that you got this guy coming in on 3 days to try to catch up to an offense that is already broken. So I just think that we're going to see a lot of overthrown balls, underthrown balls. Probably a good one to get a pick here, Matt. So I think you did. You think you thought about this one well in order to get a timing route that's probably not going to have anybody there, or a zone read that's not going to have anybody there except a Packers player that's going to have full sail to the end zone. So I like it.
He's been thinking about Star Bus.
It's going to be weird seeing Flacco in tiger stripes. You know, that form. It's going to be whatever. Flacco this is what, 15 now, I think. So that is what it is.
Yep. All right. So we're going to hit the last 4 o'clock game, and then we're going to go back into the top 5, and then we'll hit our primetime games and then end our top 5. So the next one is San Francisco 49ers traveling all the way across the United States to go to Tampa Bay to face the Bucks. And the San Francisco Niners are going to get 3.5, and the over/under set 47.5.
Yeah. Tampa's got a lot of injuries on that side, offensive side of the ball. Godwin's not playing, I think, correct?
That they do.
Yeah, you know.
So here's your list. Okay, Evans, Godwin, Irving. They have 2 starting cornerbacks. Their running back Williams, all out.
Wow, it's a lot. It's a lot. San Fran, though, I mean, they're not a team right now. And Mac Jones is going to be playing again this week. He's played really well. I just see a defensive game in this type of game because, again, I think of both offenses, again, with the injuries, are going to have a hard time getting things going. I think Tampa knows they've got to play good defense at this game to be in it. So, regardless of the injuries for Tampa, Baker's just playing so well. And it's not an anomaly anymore. It's been now year 3 where, again, he's been making chicken out of chicken shit. because the injuries and other factors and stuff. So I'm on Baker. I think he throws a great catchable ball. He hits every window. He's being aggressive. He just looks comfortable in that offense. I think he's established. So I'll take Tampa close under in this game.
All right, I'll go.
You want me to go? You're going,
Yep.
Chaz.
I'll go. So not only is
Okay.
Brock Purdy out again, but also Ricky Pearsall is also out. But we also saw last week that doesn't seem to be an issue with Mac Jones because he has Jawan Jennings and Kendrick Bourne, who had a hell of a game last week. And I think they keep building on that, and they will build on that. San Francisco has beaten Tampa Bay 4 straight. And even though Tampa has an 11th, they're 11th in the league for their run stop win rate of 30.8%. They're also a team that allows the third most running back receiving yards. And McCaffrey already has 387 receiving yards, 117 more than anybody else.
That's crazy.
So I think the Niners getting 3.5 is probably not needed, but I'll take them. And I'll take the 3.5, and I'll take the Niners, and I'll take the over. I love Baker, don't get me wrong, but I can't see Baker being able to scrounge out a win with most of his weapons, if not all of his weapons, out except for Mbuka. But I would still go and put Mbuka down for an anytime touchdown because he's got 5 and 5. 5 touchdowns in 5 games. He's a touchdown machine.
Been the best receiver out of that rookie draft this year so far, for sure. I mean, they've all been pretty good. McMillan's been good. He's been good. Matthew Golden starting to come on. But certainly Mbuka has been the story, of all those receivers.
You'll have to almost basically, you can tell teams or tell guys that are 100% not going to be the NFL MVP this year, as in Burrow and as in Jackson, but you can pretty much write in pen, not even in pencil, that Mbuka is going to be the offensive rookie of the year. The only one that probably sheds a little bit of light on him is Cam Scatterbo. And Scatterbo is probably going to get some of these touches taken away from him when Tracy comes back, even though he is already back. So, but still, my vote is still Mbuka for offensive rookie for the year.
Agreed. I'm with you, Chaz. I like the Niners in this one. Mac Jones is playing, should I say, maybe better than Brock Purdy? I'm not sure. He looks really good in there. He's very comfortable.
Yeah, haven't seen much of Brock this year, so it's hard to tell.
Right. Very perfect, very comfortable. I love the stat that blew me away was McCaffrey when I saw that about his receiving yards. It's insane.
Yeah.
And Tampa's a good team to play. The 2 corners out. I think San Fran actually wins this game straight up like you do. I just like the under in this one. But Matt, I'm with you too. Baker, man, he's a beast. I mean, Cleveland's kicking themselves every time they see him suit up.
And I'm not taking anything away from Baker. I just think
no, me neither.
In this,
I'm with you. I think San Fran wins this game. Me too. I think San Fran wins. But if you're a Cleveland fan, oh my goodness, you got to be kicking yourself, saying, "I let the guy go after he won a playoff game for us." So.
But though, he wouldn't have gotten the same results if he had stayed in Cleveland because it's Cleveland. You know what I mean? So the environment, the coaching, we've talked about it ad nauseum. Coaching, how it works essentially, it's pretty simple. It starts with coaching, and then the coaching coaches the talent, because you've got to have talent to play football, and then that talent has to execute. So that's the training where it has to take place. And in a place like Cleveland, you didn't have the coaching. You had issues with the organization, with the owner, with everything else. Talent, not there. Roster limited, even though they were constantly in a lottery. And when you don't have talent, you don't have execution. Now you put him in Tampa, great coach, great environment, great receivers, good offensive, good running back room, solid offensive line. Great, give the guy a chance to be successful. He can make all the throws. He can do that. He's a gamer and he's a leader. Okay, success makes perfect sense to me. So environment, again, is everything in football.
Agreed. So we're getting ready to
Not
go
to mention
into.
that you forgot the fact that Baker loves Starburst. This just in. So.
Oh, we're the red. We're the red. Yeah. All right, smart ass. Let's get back to the list. So,
back to the list.
You guys stole my peanut butter thunder because I'm all over anything peanut butter. The 19 different Reese's peanut butter cups, I think I've had them all. So, and they are good in the freezer, like you said, Chance. Can't get away from that. You mentioned Snickers. They're the most popular too. How about the Carmelo? Carmelo, chocolate on the outside, caramel on the inside. Mike, you would like this because if you bite into it, it shoots everywhere. And that could bring back some good memories from you when you were a kid. So definitely the Carmelo bar is, to me, one of my favorite candy bars of all time. Because again, you get the chocolate, you get the caramel, and you get the squish in the back, which some people really like. I don't know. So yeah, give me the Carmelo.
Yeah, we know that you like it because you like you don't eat bananas for the flavor, you eat them for the shape.
And for the challenge.
And let me tell you something. His dogs don't like the fact that he likes peanut butter that much. I'm just saying. That's...
Yeah. Matt also likes to eat corn the long way. So.
Hey, I love cooking, especially with butter. Have you seen the video? I'm sure. That little kid. I love cone.
Corn the long way. Okay. Wow.
Oh boy. All right.
Wow.
My number 2 bad. Okay. Whoppers. What the fuck is a Whopper? All right. What is it?
What's your favorite?
A chocolate malted ball? What the fuck? Get out of here. Get out of here. They look like deer shit. Okay, get it out of here. All right, I don't want to look at them. They're disgusting. There's no payoff in them. All right, they're dumb. They're stupid candies. They never should have been created. All right, my good one.
Explain to me, Mike, since you're a guy, how the stale ones get so soft. Like if you're eating a stale Whopper, it's like you chew it, it's just mush on something wrong. So I agree with you, Jazz.
Love it.
Whoppers.
Love it.
Whoppers suck. Kit Kats, my number 2. I love Kit Kats.
Oh, it's a good one.
I love Kit Kats. I don't like
That's
sharing, so I don't even break them in half. I just eat them.
Can I tell you that you need to be like an MIT grad to be able to break those Kit Kats the way they perforate them for you. Like nobody can ever break 4 and like you have 4 friends in a room of Kit Kats, 2 of them aren't getting because the way they should be broken.
Yep.
So I mean, there's a definite design flaw with a Kit Kat, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So
you
that's
definitely.
something that we should probably somebody.
You definitely need some type of engineering degree in order to break them apart without breaking everything all across the board.
Yeah, it's just like they teach you with it or something. You know, it's not supposed to break. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
My number two worst, easy, candy corn. What the hell?
Yeah. Good.
What is that? It's plastic. What is that garbage?
Good
colored
ball.
plastic. Here, kids, have some colored plastic. It's horrible for you. Get the hell out of here.
That looks like the stuff that like you use for decoration. You know what I mean? Like you just lay it out and then you're just like, hey, don't eat these. You know, they're like you said, they're plastic, they're wax.
Yeah, come on. So my number 2 best, Chaz, you stole it, Kit Kat. But I have another one I'm gonna place in there in its place. I like some Mounds. Give me some coconut. Give me some dark chocolate. That's a great candy bar.
You get Mounds. Everyone wants to set up
Mounds, baby. Mounds.
Mounds.
Yeah. Wow.
Mounds aren't Mounds. I'll tell you what, Mounds aren't bad. It's a little bit different. You get a coconut instead of your typical nougat or caramel or
Plus it's dark chocolate, which I like.
Peanut butter. Yeah. dark chocolate is definitely better for you too. So good deal. You get to be a little bit health conscientious in your choice of candy. All right, moving on here. Let's move on to Sunday night. Thank God it's Sunday night. All right. So the Detroit Lions are going to roll up into Arrowhead Stadium to face Travis Kelsey's Redwood and the Kansas City Chiefs. And the Lions are going to get, they're getting 2.5. And the over under is set at 52.5.
I think it's the same. Mahomes' overall numbers are good. 11 touchdowns, 2 picks, 54% completion. But their offense is still difficult to watch. They have no intermediate timing passing in the game whatsoever. It's basically Mahomes and his ability to create special awareness. He's got that ability. He's always had it. But conceptually, when you look at them offensively, they're just not consistently good at anything. Now, I know they've been hurt. They've got some guys coming back. But yet again, also, too, which one of them is out this week? Is Worthy out or is Rice out? Worthy's out this week, I think. So he played for a game, out for a game. I don't know. I mean, it's only so much Mahomes can do. On the flip side, the Lions are on pace to score the second most points in NFL history. When I talked about before how Jalen Hurts does not throw any intermediate passing whatsoever, the Lions lead the league in intermediate passing completions, and that's because of Jared Goff. He is the ultimate pocket passer. Okay, nobody better than him at what he does. So that all being said, I know it was banging on the Lions and questioning losing the coordinators, all that stuff, but they've looked good, especially over the last couple of weeks. And I think Kansas City offense, even though they spiked a little last week, I just think Detroit's a better team. So I'm going to take Detroit in this game. I think Kansas City fights, so I'll get to the total. So I'll take Detroit and the points and the over.
So, who leads the Chiefs in rushing?
Patrick Mahomes.
Yes. That's insane.
Yeah, especially when you got Isaiah Pacheco and Kareem Hunt.
Right. What the hell is going on?
You should be running exactly like Detroit runs their guys.
Exactly. Right. What are you doing? I don't understand. That being said, Kansas City need to step out of it. They need to snap out of it very soon. Detroit has a banged up secondary. Give me Kansas City and the under in this one.
Ooh. Michael. Are you forgetting that Kansas City can't score that many points as of lately?
No.
Okay.
Detroit doesn't play this one on the road.
Xavier Worthy is playing. Rice, I still believe, is suspended. I think he actually comes back from suspension after this week. I think he had a 6-game suspension, if I'm not mistaken. So, Detroit has a 2-headed monster, like we just talked about, and they are rolling good. Mahomes hasn't beaten Goff.
Mahomes hasn't beaten off. What?
Exactly.
He hasn't beaten. Okay. All right.
He's beating somebody.
Okay. Mahomes hasn't beaten Goff. Plain and simple. Right. Detroit. Here's the bad part though, and this is why I'm going to take the over. Detroit has allowed the 7th most fantasy points to wide receivers, but they are the 7th fewest to running backs. So if Kansas City does plan on trying to beat Detroit, which I don't think they will, they're gonna have to do it by their running backs, or by throwing the ball, not by running the ball. And the fact that they still have Kelsey, they still have Xavier Worthy, They got Juju. They got that new kid, Taekwon Thornton, who's
Jordan
doing
leads them
who,
in receiving. Yeah.
who's doing very well. They're going to have to rely on those guys. The only problem is they're going up against a pretty stout and stingy Detroit Lions defense, which in this game probably doesn't show up as much because this point total 52.5 says otherwise. But I'm going to take that over with Matt, and I'm going to follow Matt on both of these. I'm going to take the Lions getting points, and I'm going to take the over in this as well because I think it's going to be a back and forth shootout type of game. Okay, first set of Monday night games. The first set at 7:15 on ESPN. We're going to have the Buffalo Bills going to Atlanta to take on the Falcons, and the Bills are going to give the Falcons 4.5, and the over under is set at 49.5.
Bills and the over. Better team. I think you're going to still continue to see some speed bump with Michael Penix. Everybody's in love with his physical ability, way to throw the ball and stuff like that, but you still got to be able to read defenses and make the right decisions. Post breaking the huddle up until you get to the line when the defenses are making their adjustments. That's a process, and I don't think he's there yet. I think Buffalo's going to give him a difficult time defensively. So give me the better quarterback and the better team, and I'll take Buffalo on the road in the over in this game. So I think Buffalo puts up a ton of points.
Mike, you want it?
Yeah, I'm following Matt in this one. I think Buffalo's just a much better team. I'm still not a. I don't believe in Michael Penix whatsoever. Give me Buffalo. I think they walk all over Atlanta in this one. What was it? What was the spread in the over under in this one?
4.5 and 49.5.
Yeah, give me Buffalo in the over in this one. I'm with Matt on this one. I think Atlanta's offense will score some points because of Bijan Robinson. Uh, London's having a good year, but that defense is still. I don't know. I just don't see them slowing Buffalo down whatsoever. Buffalo slows Buffalo down. Buffalo needs a bounce back game after losing at home against New England. So I think Allen goes crazy against this team. So give me Buffalo in the over.
All right. I'm going to go with both of you. I'm going to take Buffalo, but I'm going to take the under in this game. And the big reason why is even though that the Bills have 37 big plays, runs of 10 plus or catches of 20 plus, Atlanta is the second fewest with only 14 big plays allowed. So their defense is a little bit better than, let's say, uh, the New England Patriots. And the Bills had an extra day to essentially plan and avenge their loss last week. So I'm going to take the Bills to get back to their winning ways, but I'm going to take the under because I think this game is going to be a little bit closer than anybody really anticipates. And so that gets us to our last game on the docket, which is the last Monday night game at 8:15 on ABC, which is the Chicago Bears getting 4.5 against the Washington Commanders, and the over under is set at 50.5, 50.5.
It's in Washington.
It's in Washington, my friend.
Yeah. I'll take Washington here in the under. I think Washington's starting to find themselves. A little delay with Daniels missing a few games, but I think he's back this week, and I think they get right against the Bears team. And again, I mean, I know all their chips are in Caleb Williams' basket here and whatnot, and I think at times he's played well statistically, but I still think there are limitations to his game up here where it counts. We talked about some of the experts when they look at his game film. It's what I just mentioned about the importance of a young quarterback to be able to adjust from the play call to the line of scrimmage for when the defensive shows you 3 different looks in 10 seconds. And you have to decide if you're going to stay with the play, change the play. Most of the Bears' early success on offense has been scripted. It's been early in the game where it's been, okay, look, this is what you do. Say over here, move this ball here, and the ball here. And they are able to execute based on game plan. But when things break down and coaches make adjustments and defenses make adjustments, you're looking at the quarterback to do the same thing. He hasn't been able to do that successfully. So better quarterback, better team on the other side. I think Washington, this could be a stepping game for them where they start to build momentum, especially looking ahead now at the Eagles, who are somewhat struggling. And even though the Giants are playing better, my money's, when I look at the two teams, I'm going to take Washington ahead of the Giants. So give me Washington. This is the starter where they get on a little bit of a run offensively. We start to see Jaden Daniels and what we thought he was last year. This year, Washington and the over in this game for me.
Oh, you're taking the over. I thought you had the under. My bad.
Yeah, I'm taking the over this game. I think Washington puts up points.
Okay. Mike, you want it? You want me to take it?
You can take it.
Okay. So the Bears are near the bottom in run stop win rate with 22.3%. I'm sorry, 27.3%. The Commanders are first in yards after contact at 2.8. The Bears are last in yards after contact at 3.2. I think that probably is going to tell you everything you need to know about this game. Is that Washington is going to be able to run this ball, and the Bears are not going to be able to stop it. And even if they do, they're going to break off chunks and chunks at a time. I'm on the Commanders. It's just a different team with Jaden back. It's a more complete team with Jaden behind center. So I'm on Washington, and even though the Bears look promising at times, I just don't think they still have a complete game put together. The 50.5, I'll take the under on this one. Just don't trust it, but I still think that Washington's able to move the ball pretty handedly.
So this is a game last year, if you guys remember, the Hail Mary play that Washington beat Chicago on.
Yep.
I'm with you guys. I like Washington in this one. I think they're, Chad, you nailed it, the running game. Krosky Merritt, wow, he's ripping off chunks. I mean, the guy's playing great right now. And Rodriguez, when he's in there, he can get the Washington offensive line is just tearing people up right now. With Jaden Daniels, I like what they're doing. I don't trust Caleb Williams still. So I definitely like Washington. The over-under is interesting. I think it's right where it should be, around 50.5. But I like that Commander's defense a lot. I could see him turning over Williams, even though he doesn't throw a lot of picks. That being said, with them being able to run the ball in this game, I think, give me the under as well. Give me the Commanders in the under.
Okay. And with that being said, that leads us into our number one on our top 20, or on our top 5. Number one.
One of my favorite.
I can't wait to hear you. I can't wait to hear yours.
I know this is going to be fantastic.
Now, this chocolate bar combination is so good that a bunch of smart women and men got in a room together and couldn't even come up with a effing name for this bar. So they're like, whatchamacallit? Let's just pick it out for a name. And they did. So for me, the whatchamacallit, which I think I'm saying that right, is an amazing combination of chocolate and peanuts and caramel. Again, all these combinations you can't go wrong with. A little bit of graham. When you really introduce a little bit of graham with a little chocolate and everything else I mentioned, you don't need a name for the candy bar. So I'm okay with whatchamacallit being the name of that bar because it's so damn good. So my number one candy bar is the whatchamacallit.
So I gotta say, my number one candy bar is a whatchamacallit. That's it. I'm with you, Matt. Whatchamacallit. Amazing candy bar. One of my go-tos. No doubt about it. Still to this day.
Yeah.
I don't even believe they've still made it. I hadn't had one in so long. So, but my
Yeah.
number one worst, easily, hands down, what the hell were they thinking? A circus peanut? What? What is that? What is that? You're putting shit in your mouth. What is that? I don't understand. Circus peanuts? What is that? What's the flavor in that? I don't know. It's bad.
styrofoam. It's styrofoam. The flavor is
It's styrofoam.
styrofoam.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Worst candy ever made, without a doubt.
Yep.
That was my number two.
So my number one worst, which, it almost seems like this was just a downright dirty joke played on all of us. Tell me what the need was ever for Milk Duds. There's no need whatsoever. Milk Duds are awful. They're the worst things imaginable. I mean, you chew them and they just don't go away. They just keep building in your mouth. Like it's like you're supposed to dissipate it the more I chew, and they don't.
Rabbits, and they just keep up. Yeah, they keep multiplying. You're right.
Yeah.
They have the word "dud" in their name.
Exactly.
Okay, what does that tell you?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds just like your top 5, Matt. Duds. Okay. So my number one is kind of a mix. Okay. And I say that because I gotta have like a 1A, 1B type of scenario. And the 1B, they don't really make a lot of them. So they're few and far between that you get these. But Twix, one of my go-to.
Oh.
Love Twix. Chocolate,
Great.
caramel, graham, great. Great little pop it in your mouth and go. The next one, my 1B, Mallow cups. Just like a Reese's peanut butter cup, but instead of peanut butter, you get marshmallow. And again, great when you put them in the fridge for a little bit and get them a little bit stiff. And the fact that they just don't make them.
Hey now.
Yep.
By the way, you don't have to put them in the fridge to get them stiff. There's full sign out there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, Matt. We know with your Starbucks. Okay. But yeah, Mallow cups. They don't make them like they used to. All right. So that was our top 5 best worst candies of Halloween. And that means that our NFL picks are completely done. And we get to go and move on to our college picks, which, Matt, do you have a super dog?
I don't have a super dog as of yet, but
Okay.
I was leaning a little bit towards West Virginia, I think. I think they're
Okay.
getting a big number this week. Mike, you have that in front of you by chance?
Yeah, they're off, so they're getting a huge number.
Maybe it's not West Virginia. Maybe it's Lafayette. I don't know. I've got to look and see. Okay, maybe West Virginia then, and the bot.
Oh, God.
You lean all you want, okay? Keep fucking leaning until you fall over, okay?
I'll take West Virginia and the bot leaves for 300.
All right.
So
Well,
I'll get back to that.
yeah.
Yes, we can't make this up.
No. You get back to us on that. Make sure it's a team that's actually playing not only this week but this century. Okay, let's make sure there's a play. Not a team that don't pick the MIT robots or anything like that. Okay.
Oh my God.
Just so you know, MIT doesn't have a team, so don't pick them. Okay.
I got you. Well, they do. They're just intramural. They don't even really pulse.
Yeah, I don't even think they have intramurals, buddy. All right. So here we go. Okay, you can get in on the picks. These are the ones that are playing this weekend, so you can definitely pick one of these. Okay. All right. So we have Number 8, Alabama going to number 14, Missouri. Alabama is giving 2.5. The over/under is set at 52.5. I am on Bama. Mike is on Missouri. We both are on the over.
Missouri, and I think they're playing. I'm pretty sure.
Who'd you take?
Missouri.
Missouri. Okay.
And the over.
Missouri and the over. Very well. Mizzou. All right. The next one is the one that's going to be featured on game day. It is number 7, Indiana, going to number 3, Oregon. And Indiana is going to get 7.5, and the over/under is set at 55.5. Mike and I are on Oregon. Mike and I are on the over.
I think Oregon rolls it. Indiana is playing very emotional football right now. It's going to be a tough place to continue that high. Oregon's a tough place to play.
Okay, so you're following both of us, right?
Yeah, yes, Oregon.
Yep. I think that might be one of the first games that we've ever picked simultaneously.
Oh. Yeah, I agree.
The whole thing, all on one team and all on the over or under.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's the first one we've done like that. Okay. The next one is the Red River Rivalry. Say that 3 times fast, Matt. Go.
Red River and the Stars. Go ahead.
All right. So this one's basically a pick 'em. Number 6, Oklahoma is playing Texas unranked. Oklahoma is going to get 1.5, and the over/under is set at 42.5. I am on Oklahoma. Mike is on Texas. I am on the over. Mike is on the under.
I'm on Texas too in the under. I think you got to get a decent game at some point at Art. So give me Texas in the under. Low scoring. Maybe it doesn't make mistakes. Keeps it close.
Wow. Okay, and the last one is a 7:30 game. It's number 15, Michigan, going into USC. USC is going to give 2.5, and the over/under is set at 57.5. Mike and I are on USC. I am on the over. He is on the under.
I will do USC the under in that game, Mike. I'm going to follow you in that one too.
Okay. Well, that makes all the picks. And just to let you know, Matt, Mike has Rutgers going against Washington, which they're playing right now, and they're winning 10-7. And
13-10.
13-10. Okay.
Yeah.
And Rutgers was getting 10.5. And I am on Northwestern, and they're playing Penn State, and Northwestern is getting 21.5.
I like it. Oh,
Thank you.
I'm going to try to pull mine up. I thought I was looking. Mike, who's Duke playing this week?
Who's Duke playing this week?
Yeah.
I don't think they play either this week. Matter of fact, let me see. I don't think they play this week. You just like saying Duke.
Right, so
You like saying Dookie.
Huh?
No, Duke does not play this week. So
Please pick somebody that plays this week.
well, it's fun. Easy for me. Oh, I like the Rutgers Washington. That was 10 points you had on that game. That's really good.
10.5.
Yeah. All right, this is simple for me. I think Illinois is covered against Iowa State at home. Remember, I love the extra S. So anytime I get an extra S with Illinois, I'm taking them. So what are they, plus 13? I'll take it against the Ohio State Buckeyes.
All right, so I'll give you what it opened at. Okay, and the reason why I say that is because it's what we took it at, and the opening line of this was 16.5. So I'll give you 16.5.
Wow, that one's come down quite a bit. 3 points, that's a big move. You guys know why? Is someone hurt or not playing, or
Who's he
just
taking?
all the lines coming in? Illinois.
Illinois plus 16.5.
Yeah. Yeah, that line currently sits at 13.5.
Yeah, like I said, it opened up at 16.5, and I now have it at, I think, 14.5. But I'll give you the 16.5 because that's what it would have been had you picked it on Tuesday with us.
Thank you.
So I won't cheap you, even though you try to pick
Thanks.
2 teams that don't even play this weekend.
Only 2 of them.
Yeah, only 2 of them. Your first 2 picks.
Only 2 of them.
Only two teams.
Only 2.
Weren't even gonna. We should have just let you keep it.
I would have lost.
Yeah, you would have lost. No shit.
That sounds like fun.
Mm-hmm.
Take the medication on that, Jeff, as we get on the air.
What's that?
Are you eating Smarties? What are you doing back there? Sipping, eating, drinking something? I can't tell.
Yeah, I'm taking my pills to make sure that I'm even kill.
Yes.
I was taking my anti-rejection pills.
That's funny because Mike was just taking his anti-erection pills. So it's pretty close. It's almost the same. No. That's pretty good. Yeah.
Oh man. All right. So let's do a little recap here, okay? Overall college against the spread. Matt, you're winning 52%, 15 wins. Mike has,
Of course.
yeah, Mike has, actually, this is going to go to week 6. You're actually at 60%, Matt. Because these games haven't been decided yet, so I can't factor in games that haven't been decided yet. So as of last week, at the end of last week, you were at 60%, 15 wins. Mike is at 13 wins at 52%, and I am at 12 wins, 48%. And the overall over under for college, Mike is winning 64%, got 16 wins. You have 10 wins at 40%, and I have 8 wins at 32%.
Right. So basically, I can pick the college games. Mike should take the over/under, and you should just keep on taking your medication because of the college games.
Yeah,
Because that's how this is working out.
Yeah, I should just stick to hosting, and that's about it.
All right. Well, pros is a different story, I'm sure.
Pros, let's go to the pros, and this is just off of the completed last week because we haven't gotten this week completed yet, obviously. So, just to let you know, you went 8-6 against the spread. Mike went 9-5. I also went 8-6. On over unders in the NFL, you went 4-10. So,
yes,
good job.
That's good.
Mike went 6-8. I went 7-7. So, overall spreads in the NFL. You can suck it because I got 57%. Biatch.
That's good.
So I got 43 wins. Mike's got 42 wins at 55%. You have 37 wins at 49%. The over-unders, we're all not that far off here as well. We're pretty close as well on this one. Mike is leading the way, though, at 54%, 41 wins. You're right behind him at 40 wins at 53%, and I am just below that a little at 47% for 36 wins. Overall NFL standings, Matt, 49%, 77 wins. Mike, 53%, 83 wins. And I'm at 79%, 51, or 79 wins, 51%. Football overall, everything included, college and pro, up until last week, the end of last week, or I should say Monday, this past Monday. Matt, 102 wins, 102 wins at 50%. I am at 99 wins and 48%. And Mike is leading the way at 112 wins, 54%. And that is getting based off of 206 picks that we've made in football as of Monday. Now, going to everything that we just did today, we are now up to 244.
Wow. Good
And,
stuff.
Yep. We also have 2 teams on buys this week. The Minnesota Vikings and the Houston Texans are on buys. And for the defensive touchdown totals, Matt, you have 2 on the year. I also have 2 on the year. And Mike has yet to get one. He is a
Come on, Mike. Get one this week.
big fat goose egg. We are running a 2-week hot streak right now.
Right.
Yeah, since week 4, we have had somebody pick a defensive touchdown.
Wow. Good stuff right there.
Yep. Week 2, we had Matt, you and I both hit our defensive touchdowns. And then week 1, we forgot to do it, so nobody has it. So yeah.
Nice. All right, Jess. Another good one.
Yes, sir, for sure. For sure. Real quick for tomorrow, you guys want to throw some money at anyone? I like these 4 games. Clemson giving 13.5 to BC. Texas getting 1 against Oklahoma. Over under, take the over in Indiana, Oregon, plus 53.5. And Georgia giving 3.5 to Auburn.
All right, Mike.
Okay.
Let me throw one at you here. Okay, this is
5
for
and 2 the last 2 weeks, 10 and 4 in my picks. So
Good, really good.
here you go. Here's a little 4-leg anytime touchdown bet. Okay.
Okay.
Depending on where you can get it, you can probably get this for about 1,800 plus 1,800.
Wow.
Yeah. Devon Achane, anytime touchdown against the Chargers.
Okay.
Stephon Diggs, anytime touchdown against the Saints.
Puka
Nacua, anytime against the Ravens. And last but not least, George Pickens, anytime touchdown against the Panthers.
Wow. It's plus 1,800? Wow.
Yeah.
That's some good odds.
I mean, it might be different depending on where you're betting at, but it's around that.
Yeah, those are good odds. I'll close it out with my one lock of the week, and you know I've been so good with these over-unders, so I'm going to go under in the Duke-West Virginia game this weekend. Those guys are both going to play to the under. So that's my 10-star lock of the week right there. Book it, fellas.
You know what, Matt? I think you're going to end up setting history as the only game that's going to end in a 0-0 tie.
Yeah.
That's me. That's what I do.
You know why there's a tie? The loser had to eat Starbust, and they're not doing it. No.
Yeah, and they had to wash it down with a Tootsie Roll.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's
all right.
You're an innovator.
You guys are
Matt.
cool, and you're awesome. The both of you.
No way, Matt. Good stuff on DK last week. You had a big win.
Yeah, that was a win. I was gonna get my lineup set for.
Let me tell you guys a little story. I think I told you, Chaz. I'm not sure. So I'm in my buddy Teddy's. He has one every week. It's 20 people. So it's only Sunday games. The games end. I'm in second place. My defense was Tennessee. So they gave Tennessee a touchdown.
Yeah.
Okay. So all of a sudden I came in fourth. So I lost like $28. But then on Wednesday, they came back and reversed that into a defensive score, even though Tyler Lockett scored the touchdown. Very weird ruling. They called it a defensive score. I still didn't win the money, but I just thought it was awkward that the NFL would make that scoring change and not give that touchdown to Tyler Lockett, but give it to the defense. Very odd scoring change in that one.
You don't see scoring changes much in the NFL because they don't want to buck the whole gambling and connection relationship thing. You know what I mean? Because you can't go back and pay these people. You can't take the money from the people you pay.
Right.
So they would probably, in my best guess, want to distance themselves from those sorts of decisions. That's why I think you're right. I think it's just a little bit weird.
The funny thing, Chad, if you were to look this week on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday on Yahoo, so two of our ladies are on Yahoo. It was in big red, like in red letters, saying scoring change. And here's another weird thing about this whole thing. I've never seen this before. So if you were running Arizona's defense, they gave up they lost 22-21. They're only charging 16 points to Arizona's defense. I'm like, they still get up 22 as a team, if that's the case.
Yeah.
Like, the scoring change was, I mean, I still don't understand it. I just thought it was one of the weirdest scoring changes I've ever seen.
Do you know if they went back into the leagues, like we're in all the season-long leagues, ESPN, Yahoo, whatever we're doing? Did they make the changes there retro?
I'm not sure, because here's the kicker. How many percentage of people started Tennessee or Arizona defense? I'm not sure. It's got to be a low number. You know?
Arizona more so. I mean, your Tennessee reach was local, was
right.
You know.
I'm curious to know about that, because if it's the actual scoring change, if you had the Cardinals, you would have got more points. Yeah. So, or Tennessee, I'm sorry, you would have got points from Tennessee's defense. So, yeah. Really strange. I thought an awkward oddity there. So, yeah. So, any DK guys you like this week before we go off, Matt? You said you had four teams you liked.
Yeah. Because I was going through, I've got some good lineups in it. Give me just 1 second for let's see. Okay. Upcoming. Boom. Yeah, preliminary again. And I do this all the time. You probably do it too. I set lineups earlier in the week, and then I end up making a change or two, and those changes never work out. So I told myself I was going to do a Tuesday lineup. Okay, now let's make sure that they're playing whatever. But I'm rolling out Daniel Jones. I got my 2 running backs here, Kyron Williams and Aston Gent. I think is going to be very much involved. And Jigma, Pittman, Ridley. You mentioned Ridley earlier, Chaz, against Vegas. And I've got that game both sides. I got a combo going against them too. Oh, I got that. I got Phoenix in that game, so I'd like to see that. I got Jockins against us, and I got the Packers defense. I mentioned their defensive score. So that's where I'm kind of leaning early on for DK this week.
Nice. I like the Okonkwo thing. The guy's been tearing it up lately.
Yeah.
A lot of targets he's been getting. So, you know.
And those guys are cheap. Ridley and Okonkwo together of under 9K combined.
Wow. And
certainly those guys are going to play for touchdowns, I think, in that game. There's going to be points. So, I think there's some value there too.
Right.
What? Oh, you're welcome. So I just read a stat that this past weekend was the first time that Zach Ertz hasn't caught a reception in a game since 2014.
Funny you say that. I had him in DK. He got 0 points for me. Yeah. Crazy.
In 11 years.
That's insane.
11 years. He's had at least one catch in every game.
Wow.
He could have caught a ball or two in the locker room before the game. We don't know that, but on the field, certainly he didn't have any catches. So, yeah.
There you go.
There you have it. Yeah. All right. With that being said, good night, everybody.
There you go.
Yeah, ended on a good note. All right. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. We hope you had just as much fun as we did being idiots, and you enjoyed watching us do that. Check back with us on Tuesday to find out how we did and to go over more things football. Talk to B and Mike, because Matt will probably be diddling his ditty somewhere else. And
watching West Virginia and Duke.
Watching West Virginia and Duke, you're right. I heard that was a 3 a.m. game too, by the way. So
no, 3:15 is the light weather.
Yeah. Depending on weather, right. Depending on weather permitting. So thanks for joining us. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, drop a comment. We want to hear from you. So drop those comments. Let's hear from you. We want to be more interactive on live. We want to see your comments so we can live react to them. So make sure you do that. And have everybody a good weekend, great weekend. May the odds forever be in your favor. And don't take any advice from us because we are sports dummies. So good night, everybody.
Yeah.